Hoops and Drums, Lander, Wyoming is a fantastic episode of Postcards from Buster. This is the 12th episode of the first season, and it's all about tradition. And of course, Buster is in Wyoming, and he learns about the reservation, which I knew absolutely nothing about. So I got a lot of history and a lot of education there, which I thought was really fascinating. And then he meets various children at school, which is always quite interesting to see them filming it at school and looking at people in the background staring at what is effectively the cameraman, but Buster. And I always think those are particularly well filmed. And we learn about different cultures and traditions, and particularly dances and costumes they wear for the dances. And we learn some different words, which is always really nice. I will say Buster was behaving in a way that's not very admirable. He has this habit, particularly in this episode, where every time somebody mentions something, he turns it around onto himself. For example, he meets somebody from a certain culture and he says, "Oh, my friend is from this culture." Or there was one where one of the boys he met did a competition in a particular location, and Buster was like, "Oh, I went to that location," and he frequently kept turning things on himself. And I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to show a level of understanding, of continuing the conversation, but it's really rude to constantly talk about yourself all the time when somebody's telling you a new bit of information. Ask questions. Don't talk about yourself. So I feel like Buster wasn't displaying a most admirable quality here. But that aside, it was really fascinating. A lot of history, a lot of culture, a lot of different traditions, so many things I'd never heard of, and I loved learning about them. Apparently, basketball is also a really big thing here, and there's a lesson in this about working hard, trying your best, and having fun. And there's a nice message that if you put your mind to something, you can do great things. You can achieve great things, which I think is always a really lovely message. We also have quite a bit of Arthur. Both in terms of Arthur, we have Francine and Fern. I think this is the first time Fern's been in an episode, and Buster actually has a phone call with her, and I loved that because I'm still missing Arthur. And whenever the characters in Arthur are very heavily in Postcards from Buster, that's something that I really appreciate. So, very well animated, great live action shots, very educational. I definitely learned a lot and really thoroughly enjoyed Hoops and Drums, Lander, Wyoming.